we were running up against the clock. A regular legislative session for a regular bill, you have first reading, second reading, third reading, all tied to a calendar day. And so some people were going, there's no way you can get it across the finish line because they knew the rules that applied to bills. Well, this was Senate Joint Resolution 23, had different rules. And so the team sat in my office, we went through the Constitution, former State Representative Mike Reynolds, good friend of mine, we were combing through trying to come up with, and we realized there's a pathway to get it done. But we didn't disclose that to leadership. We just said, hey, do this. And so they're like, okay, we will sign on to it. We'll agree to hear it, but we're going to stall, I believe, so that we can blame the House for it not passing. And it was the Speaker of the House's bill with Senator Bergstrom in Oklahoma, but had died on the Senate side. And so we realized that all we had to do is get it off the Senate floor, back into the House chamber, and they'd be able to pass it. And so as soon as it passed, I did a selfie with the scoreboard behind us. We're so happy we got to the finish line on the Senate side. I sprinted across the rotunda to the House side and waited there for half an hour. It usually takes 5 minutes to get there. And I believe they were slow playing because they were trying to hang this failure on the House, right? And it was right after budget negotiations, so tempers had flared and all that stuff was going on. Floor Leader John Eccles says, it takes 5 minutes. I've been waiting for 30 minutes. He was livid. He goes, we're waiting for that bill. And so I sprinted back across the rotunda and I said, what's the holdup? They've been waiting for 30 minutes. And I saw then they were all moving very slow intentionally, trying to run out the clock. And so finally one of the staffers says, I'm going up to my office right now. Tell him it'll be there within so many minutes. I sprint back across the rotunda onto the House floor, and that was the very last bill that they heard. As soon as they passed the bill, they announced sine die, and it was over. So it was just crazy. We were just putting all these pieces into place. I believe it was a miracle that we were able to go from it dying in February to resurrecting it in concept 2 weeks before session, and then pass it on the Senate floor last day of session and on the House floor. It was a miracle.